Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the world of the International Fabtalks. We are so happy to connect and bond with each one of you. We love to derive strength. What do we like to do? I like to share that once again. We love to derive positive energy and strength from the right kind of people. We love to learn the resilience part that they have within them. And when we find such interesting individuals across the globe, we make it a point to invite them on the International Fabtalks to share their journey, simply to learn something from them. We think we know everything, but the truth is we could learn a lot from people who have a lot of experience and exposure. Today, we have a wonderful celebrity guest who's joining us all the way from USA, New Jersey. She's none other than Samanta Kaye. She's joining us to share her journey, and let's celebrate her life journey today on the International Fab Talks. What can we learn from our celebrity today is all about today's session. She is a certified life coach. Join us, friends, to welcome our celebrity guest. She is none other than Samanta Kaye, joining us all the way from New Jersey, USA. Hello, ma'am, and welcome to the session. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me, Hope. I'm so excited to be here and to thank you for allowing me to talk to your audience. I'm excited to jump in and get started.
How sweet of you, ma'am. I've seen that you're a very down-to-earth person, very polite and humble. That's really nice. And I could resonate with you a lot. I could connect with you a lot. Like I've met you a long time ago. It is something like that. You make the other person feel so comfortable. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I appreciate that. My goal is to be a good human, to show up as my true, authentic self, so that you can receive everything that I have to offer. And I don't expect the same, but like energy connects to like energy. So I appreciate that.
Wow. Thank you so much, dear. I go ahead and share your profile and we begin the session, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you. So friends, as you know, I do that always on the International Fab Talks. I share the profiles of all our celebrity guests. And today, our celebrity is none other than Samanta Kaye. She is a certified life coach. I'll add more to her profile such that you get to know who our celebrity is for today. And if you like who she is and what she does, you can be glued to your seats and watch the entire session. She has over 2 decades of experience of thriving in a male-dominated zone, right? She also worked as a supervisor in structural maintenance at JFK International Airport. She's often been the only woman in the room. So it requires a lot of resilience, courage, and you have to be having that power where no one can take advantage of you no matter what. I really love this. Now, dear friends, I add more to ma'am's profile. Ma'am has been operating heavy machinery as well as leading teams of over 60 men. That's really powerful and great. Just to read that aloud, gives me a lot of courage and strength. Operating heavy machinery to leading teams of over 60 men. She's been doing all of that and being powerful in whatever she does and honest, filled with integrity. That's how she has taken her journey till date. Samantha ma'am learned early on the power of owning her voice and challenging societal norms. I love this, challenging societal norms for the right reasons. You have to stand up. If you feel something is not okay, don't wait for others to stand up and lead the way for you. You stand up and you be a part, or you be the change creator, you be the transformer, or the person who's connected or ready for transformation. That's really nice. I'll add more to that, dear friends. And she would love to even focus on helping women, if I could put that right. She loves to focus on building women in the right way. Her mission is to help women who feel alone, left out, overlooked, outnumbered in the male-dominated environment. Samantha ma'am empowers them to show up at your workplace or any other space very confidently, to speak up without hesitation, and to stop holding back out of fear. Most of us, we hold back. We are scared. We are worried as to what other people will say or what the men in the room are going to point out and put us down in one way or the other. It could just be anybody. I love this. She's going to train us or coach us in the right way. As she's a certified life coach, she would train us in the right way to speak up without hesitation, and as well as not to hold back just because we are afraid of speaking up. We should learn to speak up. That's really nice. She helps women to stop questioning their abilities. Sometimes we question our own abilities. This has happened with me. I can understand that. She helps women to stop questioning their abilities, stop letting others take credit for their work. Suppose now you've done something, somebody else has taken the credit, and that's not okay. So she will train you how to overcome these challenges and to be, thriving in your zone. That's really nice. And she wants you to stop diminishing yourselves and to concentrate on the power that is within you. And she'd love to see you get a lot of promotions and the success that you deserve. My dear friends, join us to be empowered. We have a wonderful person who's with us today. She's going to empower us in the right way. If you'd love to be empowered in the right way, join us on this beautiful session to be empowered, to know where your place is, to know what you deserve, to know that success belongs to you as well as it belongs to others as well. Let others thrive, let us also thrive is all about today's session. Dear ma'am, you have a wonderful profile. Amazing, amazing. I really love women when they help other women to grow, make them understand the importance of life, the gift of life. Dear ma'am, how would you like to share your journey today? Who is the real Samantha Kaye? How would you define
Oh,
yourself for us on the International Fab Talks today?
oh, Hope, thank you so much. Um, I just appreciate, thank you for my bio. Thank you for just allowing me again to sit on your platform and to speak to your people so that I can help women be empowered, show up for themselves, to speak boldly, courageously, no more hiding, no more looking for validation, where they understand to be their own self ally. So that's what I do. That's how I show up. That's what I give to women. I give them their permission so that they can give it to themselves to show up 110% each and every time. And I know helping one woman, each woman that I do, we are changing the world. We're allowing ourselves to be seen unapologetically. That means that we even changing the next generation behind us. So the real me, this is me. I'm this way. This is what gets me excited. This is how I show up in the world every day. I show up ready to talk about it. Any injustices that are happening, anything that I can do to help change and grow for myself and others, that's what I do. So this is me.
Excellent, ma'am. Thank you for sharing about yourself. That's really nice. The first question I'd love to pose today is, you have been leading a team or various teams over 60 men, with over 60 men, and you are the only woman over there, and you've been successful till date, like you've been able to do that. So I'd like, if I just close my eyes, I can imagine you being there and all of the other men around you. And how did you go about your work? I would love to know that. You even were dealing with heavy machinery, etc. So if you can just take us through that journey, and then we go on to the next part. Yes, dear.
Okay. I started, well, honestly, besides being a certified coach and a mentor, I still work in the industry at this time. So I started in this industry um, in structural maintenance. I worked with structural mechanics, mechanical team, electricians. I worked with all of them. I did that not because I had such an interest in it in the beginning. I did that because I wanted weekends and holidays off. And the job that I was in, I didn't have that. But as I got involved and I started to learn, I started loving what I did. I love building from the foundation up and learning the mechanics of it. So that meant driving payloaders, working in the backhoe, doing saw cutting, doing paving work. So it just got in me like, oh, this is so great to see it happen. So as I got more involved and people started to get to know me and I started going in different directions, to be very honest, I wasn't thrilled about stepping into supervision because I enjoyed the physical work of it. But as we all grow, and I was uncertain about leading because remember, I'm the only woman. How my peers going to receive me? But my fear of being a supervisor, my fear of not doing what I wanted to do did not outweigh me being determined to get to where I wanted to be. So that means I knew I was capable, I knew I was able, I knew I brought value to the job. So I went for the jobs. I showed up and I got them. And during those times, and it took me, it wasn't overnight. I don't want anyone to think that, oh, it happened overnight. I've been in this career for 24 years, and it took me over. a decade to step into supervision. Not because I wasn't qualified then, and not even because of my own self doubt, because the men weren't willing to give me a chance as a woman. But here I am today, and I'm excited to say that I hold the third highest title in my department, and being able to run the emergency response, being able to have a team of 60 men and 5 supervisors, it feels good. Not because, oh, I'm a woman and I get to go in there and boss men around, but because I'm qualified to do it, because I get to show up as me. And I know that I bring just as much to the table as any other human that's there. So I know my job and I can instruct and I'm direct, and it allows me to bring my best self forward and give my best to the company.
Yes, team. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing that. Thank you so much. You also were connected with the JF International Airport as a structural maintenance supervisor, if I could put that right, as a supervisor in the structural maintenance at JFK International Airport. How was that journey? Was it easy or tough? What did you get to learn there?
Oh, I got to learn so much about myself. That's where, before me being a supervisor, I had started learning about myself. But as a supervisor and being able to direct men and face challenges of people not thinking that I was qualified. I know one time I was sitting in a room with other supervisors and everyone talking around me as if I wasn't there, where I felt who I felt was a friend of mine. I would whisper my ideas to him so that they would be heard. And the men at the table would say, "Good job, good job. Oh, that's great," to him, but I wouldn't get anything. I felt as if I was shrinking, hiding, losing parts of myself. I was not showing up fully as me, and it just became easier, and I felt safe sitting back, allowing these things to happen to me. It was about, if I could be honest, and just thinking about how dark it felt at that time, how I didn't feel like my voice was important or it needed to be heard because he didn't face the challenges that I did. But it was something about not being seen and not being heard that started to get under my skin. It was like an itch all over me that was fighting. So I knew something was happening. And then I had people that worked for me challenging me, telling me they didn't have to listen to me because um, I wasn't their boss. When I was the one that signed their paperwork, I was the one that gave them their time off, gave them the jobs that they needed to do every day. And I remember it was a September day, and this young man was in a area he wasn't supposed to be in. He was supposed to be working, and I directed him to go back to his job. And he told me he didn't have to listen to me. No, because I wasn't a real boss. So now steam is coming from my head. I'm just like shaking, and I could just, it was just too much between the fact that me not speaking at tables, other people speaking and getting my credit. And now he's telling me I wasn't qualified. I told him, I put my 4 fingers as if I was a general, and I told him, I'm the boss. I'm the one in charge. Get back to work. He then went on about his day, but not before he visited the chief at the time and told the chief what happened. And the chief called me in. He wanted to have this long conversation in front of the subordinate to tell me, Samantha, you can give directives, but you don't have to be so animated. It felt like I slid underneath the table and as if I was asking someone to cover me and to shield me and to hide me. It was as if someone took all the air out of my lungs. But I took it. I didn't say anything. I didn't stand up for myself in this journey. But I remember going back to my office and a friend of mine who used to make fun of me because I was always saying, "Nobody has my back. Nobody's there for me. Oh my goodness." So he bought me this sign and I still have it in my office. It says, "Behind every successful woman is herself." And it was something that day that clicked for me, that knew that I needed to do something different. I needed to change something because of the sadness, the hurt, the pain that was coming from not standing up, not speaking. So for me to get to where I am now, I started journaling, got a coach, started showing up for myself, finding my own voice, being courageous enough, having the confidence in who I was and what I brought to the table to show up. So that's how I got here. And that's part of my journey of getting to this step where I speak up. You're no longer going to tell me who I am, what I'm capable of, and anything that they say to me about me. I don't take it as a negative. I take it as my superpower. And it's not my responsibility for them to like me or to love me or for me to understand it. I stand in my truth of who I am, and I'm happy with me. They need to figure out why on their end they're not happy. So I'm not concerned about that. My concern is me.
Excellent, excellent, ma'am. I really love this, Samantha, ma'am. When you begin to love yourself, when you know who you are, you don't need the validation that others give you. You don't need the world to tell you who you are. Really, you have understood that and you've grown so strong and resilient. That's really nice. Ma'am, I'd love to know about your journey as a certified life coach. Now, you've started this journey of sharing this knowledge, sharing this wisdom, sharing this resilience that you've developed with others as well. So, I'd like to know your journey as a certified life coach.
Okay. So honestly, it's funny you talk about that too, because ask that question. I've always been one with advice, always helping people, always thinking I was giving from a young age, always thinking I was giving the right things of advice. But as I started my own journey of growing, learning myself, I saw so many people around me. And as women started trickling into the environment, the work environment, I saw that they were dealing with some of the same struggles. So I would talk to them, but I don't think that at that time I had certified as a coach. And I realized I could do more to help them. I could do more to show up. I could do more to assist them in their growth. I know it's programs that help them ask for raises, women ask for raises. I know it's programs that teach women how to break ceilings, but not the ones that help them deal with their thoughts and their feelings or the emotions of it or the actions of it to get the results that they want. So I wanted to help women like I was helped get to that stage of understanding that the thought work of how we decide to show up in this world goes back to our core beliefs and understanding where those core beliefs stem from. And it could be societal, it could be culturally, it could be generational, but it all plays a part in how we show up as women. So that's was part of my journey to becoming certified. I wanted to step in, tap into this, allow women to understand where these thoughts were coming from, where these feelings of scarcity, um, feelings that they didn't belong, or feeling like they had to carry the weight on their world, on their shoulders was coming from, so then they can make decisions and stop just caring for themselves, but loving on themselves. A lot of times, that's what we've been taught, that care equals love. You need a combination of the two to rise and to truly get to your next place. So I want women to understand that. And that's how I started this certification process, me wanting to help women to get to the other side because I know the change. I know the shift. I know how good it feels when you can see your change in this world. and making a change in this world is so rewarding.
Yes, dear. Thank you so much for sharing that, ma'am. Thank you so much. We'd love to know about your journey as a little girl. How was the young Samantha? Was she strong and bold or timid and shy? Today, we see you as a very strong personality filled with courage and wisdom. I would love to know about the young Samantha, especially the one below the age of 13. Were you the mischievous one at home? Do you have any beautiful memories? Over to you.
Oh my goodness. When I think back, it's so funny that you asked that question. I have always been, I remember my parents calling me bossy. My father, he used to tell me that I was, you have to learn to calm down because I was excited and I always had something to say. So that's what I remember, basically being told to calm it down because I was going to defend my position. I was going to speak up. But in honesty, I think it did something to me as a human to fit in, to be liked, to be be accepted. I did tone it down. I became afraid of being and showing who my personality was. Like I was saying earlier, ancestral, culturally, societal norms teach women how to be. And by always being told, calm down, relax, this is what a lady's supposed to do, I think that slowed my process of me being this bold woman that I am now because I was too busy trying to fit into what I thought the world needed to see from me. And I only allowed people to see. So I was hiding. I would peek out every now and then when I needed to stand up for myself, but I was hiding. And I didn't want to make mistakes as a child. I didn't because then I felt I wasn't good enough. But this all goes back to parents and, they, your parent, I have two brothers and I'm the only girl. So they had expectations of me and what a young lady did and how a young lady shows up. So I wanted to please them. And it didn't allow me, even though they told me you can do anything in the world that you want, it did not allow me truly to be myself. I think it was more of them controlling what they thought would be the best outcome for me and not me being who I was or being allowed to grow into the woman that I truly am today. It took time to unpeel those layers of childhood away so that, you know, you could learn you, what you like, what I liked as a human, what I wanted to do because of always being told what I wasn't doing right or who I should be. So my childhood was good as far as my needs being met. But I think that's part of loving, learning the difference between love and care. And I think parents do the best that they know how. My parents loved me, but they cared for me where they was pouring more of that into me to make sure that I was safe, that I was well, because they didn't want society to think that I was this, that, or the other. They wanted me to be seen as this person so that I would be received well. But to say that I can do anything, but then tell me in the next breath, well, you need to be this person in order to have that, did me a disservice. So as a child, I got mixed signals of being anything, but being it in this box that was prepared for me. So, but was I fun? Was I happy? I was happy. I was happy with my family. I was happy with friends. I think I was more happy with friends because I could just show up and just be me. I didn't have to be anybody but Samantha.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing all of that. I'd love now to listen to a nice anecdote with regard to your childhood at school or at home. Any something that is very fresh in your memory? You can just recall that quickly, like any incident that has happened with you, maybe a humorous one, or maybe where you cried, or you made somebody cry, something like that, or your parents scolded you, something like that.
Oh my goodness. Let me think that so many things have happened in my life that have made me because my parents are both deceased now. So
Mhm.
I remember as a child us having my parents in our home that we lived. Um, we had game night way back then, way back then, before they started talking about it. We did that. And I remember playing games, like my family would come over and we were playing games. And I remember one time my uncles were over and we were playing some board game. And I remember my uncle wanted to change the pieces because he was losing. And I was like, no, 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 no. And then my brothers were like, no, they were had my back. They were like, no, 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 this is how it's go. And the pride that came from my parents knowing that I stood up and defended not just me, but basically the entire game and the board because I wasn't going to allow anything to disrupt it or for something unfair to happen. These are things that I did as a child that I've always stood up for some injustice or something that wasn't right. So to me, that still gives me joy to this moment, and the pride in everyone else, like, yes, that's right. It's the right thing to do. And knowing that speaking up then changed the whole entire game where everyone did the right thing. So, yeah.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing that. I was just visualizing you as a little girl and the game going on, and your brothers and your uncle and all of that. I could just visualize that moment. Ma'am, I'd like to ask you, are you a risk taker? Have you been taking calculated risks and going on this journey like called as life? Because many of us don't take the risk. We are very comfortable in our comfort zones, but there are some women very strong who take the risks, the right kind of risks. So are you a risk taker? Have you been taking risks? What kind of risks have you been taking with regard to your career?
Yes, I am a risk taker. And risk taking, I think, is what I live for every day, to be honest, to show up differently, to change the world, to speak up, not just for myself, but for other people. No matter what may happen or what someone may think about me, I'm going to do the right thing. And being that person is so important because a lot of times this goes even back, and this is what I teach women in my coaching practice. I have 4 pillars that I work with them on: personal, professional, emotional, and self allyship. And understanding that this is me being a risk taker by standing in those 4 pillars and understanding that about myself. So, yes, I am a risk taker. I stand up boldly, courageously, unapologetically. I'm not going to allow you to tell me what I'm not or who I should be. And that makes people uncomfortable. But I'm not here to make you comfortable. I'm here for me. So that's part of me showing up as me and being that risk taker. I'm not trying to make it easier for everyone on the right hand side that's trying to make it difficult for me, who's uncomfortable with my presence, uncomfortable with my position. So I'm here to shake up the world, show the world someone different, and give my best.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing that. I'd like to ask you now with regard to friendship. How have friends been to you? Have they been good, or have they been mean to you? Some of them are good in right in front of our face. They are very nice and smiling and very bubbly and chirpy in front of us. But we get to know the real colors of them behind our back. They do a lot of things behind our back, speak against us, or they do not value us behind our backs. They backstab us. So I'd like you to share something about friendship from your perspective. How did you view friendship? What kind of friends stood by you? Or are you a person self-made like?
Absolutely not. I'm not self made by myself. It's lonely in this world. Do I have I have people in all parts of my life where I have friendship in layers. Okay, I have my first layer, second layer, the third layer of friendship where have my values placed in all of them or my desires. So no one friend fits every need for me, not one. But I do have friends. I have friends that I laugh with, that I'm going to go to a concert with, that I'm going to go to dinner with. Then I have friends that I can trust with my intimate secrets, that knows me, that I can tell my dreams to, the ones that's going to cheerlead me, promote me, push me. And then I have friends that are acquaintances that I can just have conversations, but my friends that do this work with themselves, that do the emotional work, do the mental work, do the coaching and want growth and want to help society, those I believe I'm closer with now because we're able to have difficult conversations. We're able to have conversations that some people can't have. And I have friends from all walks of life. I have all friends from different cultures. So no, I don't do this alone. And I'm open to receive people as my friends, and I trust and I give my trust as well. So as far as I think everyone in this world and every person faces challenges. Women face challenges when it comes to friendships growing up because we don't know how to truly be a friend. We were taught to be with someone else we think someone else needs, or we were told. I remember being told as a child, don't forget the bridge that brought you over, meaning don't forget the people that got you to the next layer. But in all actuality, you did the work, you showed up, you got you there. And to keep holding on to people that are no longer serving you, that you are no longer connected to, holds you back. So thinking I was a bad friend at one point, or thinking that when people moved on that they were bad friends, that wasn't true. That was just us growing, us moving forward in our lives. So when I really think over things, that I have bad friends, no, I didn't understand that people shift and grew just like I did. As I've grown now, and I've learned so many things about life, and I didn't know what to ask for friends either. A lot of times we show up and we have all these expectations of what we think a friend should be, who they um, should show up as. If I'm crying, I need a hug, and they should know this, but we haven't expressed what we needed from a friend. So if you don't ask, how can you get, and how can you be mad with someone? You're making them responsible for your feelings, for your life, for all the things. So allowing yourself to recognize that they're humans and they have their own life allows you to be a better friend to them, or asking for what they need. So I know I said a lot, but friends, yes, I value them, I have them, but I'm a friend to them just as much as they need from me. And I don't hold everybody to a certain standard to fulfill just my needs. I give them, or I allow them to be who they are, and I receive what they can give, and what they can't give, I'm okay with that.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing all of that, ma'am. Thank you for sharing that. I'd like to ask you, who are the people who should come forward and take up a life coaching session? Because many people don't understand the importance of life coaching. So, who are the ones who really require this coaching or maybe this mentoring from a life coach? What kind of people should join these sessions? If you give us
I
the
believe.
clarity, that would be really nice.
Okay. So I think anyone that wants to grow, anyone that wants to get to that next level and don't feel that they can, or they feel like they're spinning, they feel like they're hiding, like I did. That feel like they can't speak up, especially when you know that you bring so much and you want more, and that you have big dreams that's bigger than you can actually see happening, and you want the assist of getting there. This is for you. This coaching is for you. Coaching is to unravel all the nonsense that's keeping you from getting there, all that self doubt, all your self talk that isn't positive. You know, a lot of times we talk bad to ourselves. If you're ready to make that shift, that change, and you're not sure exactly how to do it, then I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to those women that want to grow, that are afraid to speak because fear to me keeps us from showing up. If you have any fear of getting to where you want to go, I think that you need a life coach. Like anything, like if you think about sports, you have a coach that pushes you, that celebrates you, that trains you. That's what a life coach does. Life coach helps you retrain your mind to see things and allow you to know that you're valuable enough, that you're special enough to walk into this world and ask for what you want. A life coach helps you see and center yourself to being the best unique person that you can be for you. You know, a life coach cheerleads you. A life coach helps you unpack why you think society is okay to tell you who you should be as a woman. A life coach allows you to understand how we as women show up for other people's expectations. And if you're tired of doing that and you're exhausted and you're sitting wondering how you're going to make it day by day because you know you want more, want to do more, then life coaching is for you. You need to, not need, I want to say, suggest that you look into getting a coach so that it's easier to get to those steps. You'd be surprised the steps that you can take faster when you have someone to help you unpack and increase your muscle in your brain to understand that it's trying to keep you safe. So it's not allowing you to go after your goals or your dreams, not allowing you to take the blinders off. That's what I do as a coach. I help my clients see more, become more, and feel free. I no longer allow them to just sit in that place. And I think we need that as women. Permission. I give them permission to claim their own life. So if you're ready to claim your own life and show up for you, I suggest you get a coach. It depends on what area you're looking to. If you just want a voice and you want to speak up, get you a confidence coach. Get you someone that's got your back that's going to help you build that confidence and understand why you don't have it and go from there. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful, dear. That's really nice. Claim your own life. That's really nice. I like the way you put that, ma'am. Now, do you have only offline sessions or online sessions, or it's a hybrid, to put it in the right way? It's a hybrid mode there where you take these sessions,
Yes.
like how many days?
I do 4 days a week and it's different time frames. So anyone could go on my calendar and pick a time that's suitable for them and sign up for coaching with me.
Oh, great. That's really nice. That's really great. Ma'am. Imagine we give you a magic wand in your hand and we ask you to wish any three things. What are the three things that you would wish with that magic wand?
Yeah. That every woman has a voice.
Brilliant. Hats off to you for that.
Mhm.
I really love this. I really love this.
Yes, that's the first wish. My second wish is that every woman learns to understand themselves and believe in themselves. So that's two in one. That's two in one of those wishes. And I wish women, if I had a magic wand, I would give women peace. Peace because they no longer have to worry about what everyone else is saying. They no longer have to worry if they're getting it right to meet the expectations. They no longer have to worry if they're good mothers because they want careers. They no longer have to worry if they're out in this world making money, helping support, and being judged as not being a good wife. So I wish them peace in knowing that they're good just as they are.
I wish I would have met you earlier when I was very young, like, that I would have a right mentor in my life like you. Because, see, you are enabling the younger generation to understand the importance of their journey as a woman, right? That's really very
Yeah.
nice. So, the youngsters, the middle aged, and maybe senior citizens, all of you could really connect with our celebrity guest. She's none other than Samantha Kaye, a wonderful life coach. Will train you in the right way. So I'd love all the women out there to get connected with you because you're such a person, like you love the best for all the women out there, right?
Yes.
Yes, dear. One question I have, ma'am. People from different countries, they always think that the people in the Western countries, the women in the Western countries, do not face any injustice, or maybe they are, what do you say, highly career oriented, or they are, what do you say, very independent. They don't face any of the challenges in life. This is something wrong in their mindsets. So most of the women who I have met, they think people from the West or the women from the West are all independent women and they don't face most of the type of um, stress that these women face in certain countries. So how would you like to address this? It's something
Oh,
very wrong. I think women face the same type of challenges worldwide, if I'm not mistaken. I would like you to share it from your end. How would you decode this for us?
oh, yes, we all face the same challenges. It's no difference in the challenges. It may be different, meaning personality wise and situation wise, but we all face the same type of challenges. If it's home, if it's work, if it's family, if it's friendships, if it's love ships, whatever it is, we face the same. It may seem like we're more career oriented, but everyone is, to be honest. Everyone has something that they're going after, something that they're pursuing. So that just makes us focused on different parts of our lives at different times and being able to respect that about each other and being able to understand that regardless of whatever and however, we're still all human beings and we can support each other. Because I've said it, even here today, the challenges I faced from childhood and becoming who I thought my parents were. You know how many friends that I have in the US and in other countries that we sit and we talk about these things. We talk about how women in general were told to be a certain human, to be loved, to be liked. And that's why we show up in these jobs and we still do those things. We still take on the small tasks that no one else wants because we want to prove that we're part of the team. So it's so many different challenges that we face, and it's different culturally. We face different challenges, but we all face something. And once we start understanding that no one's challenge is greater than the other one's, we as women will grow exponentially in our hearts and our minds and our trust for each other just because we don't talk about it so openly. And I think that's the problem, not having these conversations with each other. And instead of thinking you're alone in it, like you and I are having these conversations on two different sides of the world, we have to have that to understand that you might not face this opposition, you may not face that, but you're facing something and it's similar. And we get to discuss it and give each other help and pointers so we can grow. And if you want careers, maybe we can help you get there and vice versa. So allowing ourselves to be seen and heard as a whole and not judging each other. That's what I think has happened. We start judging each other because of what we see instead of what we know for facts. Between TV, the movies, um, and just gossip, we don't take the time to get to know each other as women and trust each other and believe in each other. I'm not saying that when you meet someone, you pour your whole soul into them, but learning that we're no different, you know, that you get up every day, you get dressed. If you have a family, you take care of your family, you do the best that you can, but are you taking care of your family because this is what you were trained to do? Or are you taking care of your family and showing up in a job also and giving the best that you can, but people still don't think you're giving enough? Are your parents in your life and showing up? Those are the same things that are happening here. The parents think they're supposed to talk and tell you what to do in your life. So understanding that we're all the same, we just face challenges different, is so important. No one is better than the other, and no one just has one thing happening. Yeah.
Thank you for that wonderful clarity. Thank you so much for taking up the time to explain that, dear. I'd love to ask you this question with regard to anger. When do you get angry? What angers Samantha?
Oh, I love that question. When I feel someone is speaking down to me or disrespecting me, that makes me very angry because I feel I have to defend myself. And in defending myself, that means that I have a fear of being seen as unqualified. I had a manager at one time tell me that anyone could do my job, that I wasn't the boss. That basically, he didn't say I wasn't the boss, but he told me anyone could do this. Matter of fact, he wanted to give some of my work to someone else that he hired because he did not have a position for them. And I refused to let my work go. So that's when he decided he wanted to try to put me down, try to make me feel less than. So then I'm angry. I'm angry where I can't see straight. I'm angry where I'm breathing heavy and I had to step back into myself and reconnect with my higher self and show up differently. Because you can't, I don't allow people in my life to discredit me. I think that's one of the most disrespectful things that you can do to another human, try to take something from them because you want to give it to someone else. So that's what makes me angry. Injustice of any kind to any human, but especially to a woman in these industries when they're giving, showing they're already bold and courageous, stepping into these roles that haven't been held and the pressure that they put on themselves. And then you have a man try to tell them that they're unworthy, unqualified, undeserving. So absolutely not. I I am intolerant of that. And I will stand every day, as my mother used to stay flat-footed and defend it all day long. That's what that's what I do.
Yes, dear. Thank you so much for sharing your personal journey. That's really nice. When I was hearing that, I could really feel how you've been standing up for yourself, how you know the importance of self-respect, how you wouldn't want anyone to just take you lightly. Each one of us should be given our due respect. And that really even angers me too, if I see injustice or anybody wanting to take away what is mine legally and wanting to give it to somebody else. It's not fair. That's really nice. Samantha, ma'am, one fine day we leave this earth. When it's time for us to leave this earth, we all do leave this earth. We are no more. What kind of beautiful thoughts you want people to have about you? How would you want people to remember the real Samantha?
Oh my goodness. I want them to remember the work that I've done. You know, I'm ministers used to let my work speak for itself. So the mentoringship, the change that I brought to the world, the empowerment that I gave to women, how I taught them to thrive. But I want my family to remember my laughs, my jokes, the joy that I brought into a room. I want my friends and my family to remember the love. When I think about it, I get full because when you think about love, and knowing that that I love them and that I supported them. So I want them to remember those things about me, the things that filled them up and brought tears to their eyes, or the laughs were that they couldn't stop because I said something funny. Maybe a trip, um, when I made plans, the good food that I made that no one else can make. So those are the things that I want, not just the mission that I was appointed by God, source, however you say it, but who I was as a human.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing all of that. Thank you very much. If you are given a chance to relive somebody's life just for a few weeks, imagine we hand over a big machine in your hand and just ask you to click the button that is visible there, the red color button. And once you click that, that takes you into the past era. And there you have to relive somebody's life for a few weeks and return back. If this was the case, whose life you would select to relive?
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, that's a different question. Let me think. Let me think. I don't know. I don't know. I think I might want to relive. No one. I think I would want to relive my mother's life because of the potential that she had, all the dreams that she had, but she gave so much of it away because she didn't know to do this work. She didn't know to show up. She knew how to show up for other people. So I would want her to be present. I think she started it late in life. So I would want her to experience all of this at a younger age. And it's a little selfish too. I say that because I think she would have poured into me differently. So if I could go back, I would do that because each generation gets to change the next generation. Yeah.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing that now. Thank you. What is it that you love about that special person?
Oh my
You'd like to
goodness.
know who is that special person?
Who is the special person?
Samantha Kaye. What do you love about your own self? What is it that you admire in your own self?
I love that I can light up a room. I love that I can walk into a room and my energy alone brings joy. I love that I get to learn more every day and that I'm willing to share it. I love my passion about me, my resilience. I love the way I love.
Yes, dear. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. Samantha, ma'am, have you thought about retirement? We all do require some time to relax because we've been working all these years. You've spent more than 2 decades, close to 3 decades, 24 plus years, and still you're continuing as now as a certified life coach, right? Have you ever thought of retirement? Like, yes, this is done now. I just relax, have my cup of coffee, read the newspapers, watch the news, or go for a morning walk, come back, or maybe take care of my pets, something like that. Just relax and chill and enjoy your retired life. Have you thought of it, or you don't want to retire? You just want to be contributing to the society in the right way? Over to you.
Even in retirement, I still want to contribute to society. Retirement to me is being able to make and shift the world and still be able to relax on my time schedule. Retirement means being able to travel, see the world, come to India, you know, do all the things, allow myself to meet new people. But even in that journey of retirement, I still want to be changing people's lives. I don't ever think that that would stop for me. Wanting to see growth, wanting to see development, wanting to see large businesses change how they interact with women, that's part of my journey, even in retirement.
That's really nice. You put it very well. You put it so well that even though if it's a retirement journey for me, I still would love to transform lives. I would still love to touch people's lives and make them understand the importance of life to stand up for themselves. I'd like to be their mentor. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Samantha, ma'am, one important thing is the finance. Many of them haven't saved for their retirement. They have spent all the money that they've had, or they spend a lot, or maybe they have to spend it for their families, their loved ones. They don't have any personal savings. And if this is the case with regard to women, let's not be gender biased, even men as well. But today we are talking in particular about women. If you don't have any savings for yourself, then that's going to be a disaster for you during your senior age or senior years. How would you like to explain about savings, about financial security for a woman? How much she should be able to save for herself? Because we've seen many women across Asia, even though they are earning, like some of the women, not all of the women, some of the women, even if they are earning, they have to give their entire salary to their husband. And then he manages everything. She doesn't have anything to save for herself. And then finally, sometimes they may have a bad breakup as well. And she has nothing in her bank account. She is nil and she has to start from zero again. So it's always good to focus on our finance and save something for ourselves for our future. Let us die in dignity. That's what I feel personally, what I have seen through my experiences and what I've heard. Over to you. How would you explain the financial situation in a woman's life? What it has to be and how should one go about it?
First, let me say for any woman to have to give it all away. And I think that's how it was for so many years, even in the US. Women weren't even allowed to have bank accounts until 1972 or 73. And learning their independence and the value of a dollar for themselves is so important. So I'm going to say for any woman that has the ability to work and capable of saving something. My mother used to always say that. I talk about a lot about my mother. Always put it, even if it's a dollar, to the side. Or if you don't spend it all, especially if your husband is managing the money. If you go to the grocery store, catch something on sale and put that dollar that you saved to the side. Allow yourself to trust that you're doing the right thing for the right reasons. A lot of times that's what happens. We don't allow ourselves to trust ourselves to save that extra dollar or put that to the side, or we think that we're doing the wrong thing, hiding money or keeping it to ourselves. The right thing for you is to always have something for you, to believe that you are deserving of this money. So I would say to any woman, you have the right to save, you have the right to have your own, and you're capable of doing it so that you can live after retirement, so that if anything happens to you, separation, death of a spouse, even if you lose your home or anything's possible, or your children. And a lot of times women are more motivated because of children need a dollar. You don't always want to have to go and ask. You want to be able to have it. So instead of always spending it, put it to the side. Allow yourself maybe not to have the best piece of cut of meat or the best vegetable that day, and put it to the side for you and continue to add to that so that you can build for you. And there's nothing wrong with building for you. I give you permission openly and honestly today, ladies, to save for you. Yes. So take that, and so that they can have. And if they work an extra hour, I'm not sure culturally, do you have to say something? And that's the difference. Knowing culturally. Remember, I was talking about that cultural norms tell you how you're supposed to show up. So if you don't have to always share, maybe put that extra hour paid to the side. Have your savings. Even if you put it in a shoebox, you may not want to put it in a bank because he may find out or he may think this. But if you have to put it in a shoebox or bury it underground and dig it up every now and then and add to it, that's what you do for you, because it's important for you to feel okay. It's important for you to know that you are secure and that you'll be able to eat and not have to always wait for someone else to take care of you. I think understanding that is more fear in not having something and what's going to motivate you to get to where you want to be. Well, that's the deciding fact here. When you think about your future, think about where you want to be, how you want to show up, and if it's financially fit, and learn to understand your numbers, understand how much money you're being spent in the home. This is going to allow you to know if anything happens, what you'll need to survive. A lot of times we turn a blind eye because we aren't allowed to know something. So I'm not going to worry about it. It makes no sense, but it is important to your survival. Take the time to know what it would take for you to survive by yourself. Not that you're going to have to, but awareness is the key to it. Wanting to hide from it doesn't make it go away. So I would suggest for any woman, put a little bit to the side and become aware of what is going on, the finances, the cost of living, and learn how to invest. And it doesn't take a lot, a dollar here, a dollar there, and just let it sit there. Because we think we need so much, but in reality, we don't need, we want more. Yeah.
Yes, dear. Thank you so much for sharing that, Samantha ma'am. Thank you so much. Maybe now know what is on your bucket list.
Okay, my bucket list. Now I am working to diversity, equity, and inclusion is big on my bucket list right now. I'm in the process of wanting to get into state and government um, businesses to do training, because for women in male dominated industries, I think a lot of times that women are overlooked and bypassed because at the top have not done their due diligence. I think they hire women, they put them in the positions to check a box so that they can get federal funding. So to go in and to not have the men in these industries think that women are taking something from them. So we need to retrain, restructure the educating of the humans so that they'll know that women aren't taking, women are growing, we're elevating, and the value that we bring to a job. So that's my on my bucket list to um, do training on a personal level, is to meet a good man and to get married. That's one on my personal list. Just for not because I need, because I want. And I just that's what I want. I mean, I can go into a whole story about it, but those are personal. Family wise, my bucket list is a vacation with my entire family, being able to sit around and laugh, play games, enjoy each other's company. So, yes, that's my bucket list. And to, of course, continue to grow my business so I can help as many people, so I can train women to continue when I'm gone, when I'm here no longer, when my day is gone, when my day is done, my life is over. I want to be able to have people to do what I do and to take up the slack and to train women to continue to stand bold, continue to speak up, continue to ask for what they want, and no longer stand behind what the world thinks we should be and who we should and what we should want. So that's what those are my bucket list things.
Thank you so much, Samantha ma'am. You're so genuine, you're so honest, you're so transparent when you share all of this. That's really very nice. You're very down to earth and very, very, you're just like an open book. Very simple, very I could connect with you very easily. That people could also understand and connect with you very easy. The way you've shared that, that's really nice. And I love the way towards the end also you've said, after I'm gone, someone has to continue this journey of coaching, of bringing up women and making them gain their space amongst men, amongst the male dominated zones, to be courageous and to stand up. Someone has to take over me once I'm done.
Yes.
That's really nice. I really like the way you want to pass on the legacy of your good
Yes.
work. Wonderful, right?
Yes. Yes. Job well done.
Yes, dear. Ma'am, before we sum up the session, would you like to give a wonderful message for all of us? What is the message to the world from Samantha Kaye?
I want women to learn to trust themselves, love themselves, believe in themselves. Because once you do that, your change is coming. No longer look around to be validated. No longer look for people to give you what you feel you're lacking. Because a lot of times we look for a return on investment. If we're giving, we want it back. But what I want you to know is give it to yourself. Trust you, believe in you, support you. And it's okay to give to you. It's not selfish, it is love. So giving to yourself is love.
Yes, dear. Thank you for that beautiful message, Samantha, ma'am. Towards the end, we'd like you to give us three gifts in the form of three words. What are those three powerful words that you have been connected with? If you can share that with us as a gift as well. Any three words that
Uh,
come to your mind quickly?
I want to women to acknowledge themselves. I want them to reclaim all of the things that they've given away and take a moment, stay in the moment. That's two words, but I want them to stay in their moments, allow themselves to be present. So the third word is present, be present.
Yes, dear. Thank you so much for being so humble. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us today. We look forward to many more interactions with you. What I like about you is your warmth, your gentleness, and the resilience that you have, and the interest that you have to bring up other women. Usually, what I have seen from my experiences that I've had till date, I've seen many women suppressing one another. I find very rare your personality, people like you who would like to lift up other women without any hatred or without any jealousy, because you see one woman can't stand another woman rising. So you're all of filled with softness, kindness, and a lot of humbleness. Like you'd love to rise yourself and see others rising with you, especially you focused on women. You want them to come out of their shell and to stand up for themselves. I really love the way you put all of this. More power to you, and there should be many more Samanthas like you in the world.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me to share. Um, but I want to say a lot of times women are afraid because they put us against each other so much and they make us feel that one woman is better than the other one, that one woman isn't you're not going to measure up. So they create this jealousy, this animosity, and this hatred amongst us. And it keeps us feeling like we are not qualified, that we're unable to be all the things. But we don't have to be all the things. And that's what I want women to know. In order for us to support each other and to give each other what we need to learn that it's okay not to be someone else and to be yourself. That's what my thing is. That's why I want all women to understand, to be able to stand in your authenticity is so important because men do that. And even culturally, societal, especially when we're in jobs and in positions where you don't see a lot of women, they have a tendency to say how great that person is. Oh, if you could do this and you feel less than. So that's why women don't lift each other up sometimes because they have a tendency to worry if someone is going to take something from them. But know that if it's for you, can't nobody take it from you. And knowing and standing in that truth is all that matters. Because I even had, at one time, I had a supervisor. She's a woman, and she said that she didn't think she wanted every woman to have it as hard as she perceived that she had it. And I thought that was sad because that's not what we're here for as women, as humans, man, woman, child, whomever. We're not here to make it hard for the next person. We're here to love and elevate. So I think that's your due diligence to move forward in this world. To want someone to struggle, and especially another woman, I think that's so unfair. And that means that you need work on yourself. So I hope that we never fall into that as women, that we continue to want to push forward. And like you said, it does happen, but it's not the person that wants to move forward, it's the person that's here and their fear of someone taking something from them, their fear of someone having it easier. But that's what we do this for. That's why we have these conversations. That's why we're learning, because it doesn't have to be hard. And for someone to think that it has to be hard to have success, it has to be a struggle. It's like struggle love or being in love with someone and having to fight and having to be arguing. You get stuck in that mindset of that's what it takes to get where you're going, when it doesn't have to be that. Change is possible. So for every woman that's out there that feels another woman should struggle, should, or you're being mean to them because you think they might take something from you, I want them to understand that it's for you, and you don't have to make it hard for any other woman. You could just make it as easy as you feel it should be, or that it can be, so that we all can elevate and get to the next level, so that we all can be in a place of growth together. So we no longer have to be oppressed as women, because we still are. Society, no matter where you live, society tells us, and that if you're tall, short, black, Puerto Rican, whatever culture you come from, if you have these things about you financially, economically, that there's something wrong, and they use that as a way to have prejudices against you. So, do we need that as women on top of everything else that society is telling us is wrong with us? No, we do not. So, I hope that any woman that hears that, that feels that they have to be hard, they have to show the world how hard they can be on another woman, or she needs to understand the struggle so she can fight too, you're doing a woman an injustice. I know we were wrapping it up, but I needed to say that. So,
You're most welcome. You can take another 5 minutes. No worries, ma'am. You're speaking so well. I admire the way you speak.
thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
We can always have another session, because see, to listen to you is very interesting, and you always share positive vibes. That's really nice. And when you speak, there's a soothing effect on all of us.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that it does.
Yes.
That's what I want. I want to bring that peace. I want to bring the love. It's so important. I think a lot of us miss it when we get so caught up in the rapture of the daily life that we forget to show up in love and compassion and caring for ourselves and for other humans.
Yes, dear. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being a part of our journey. We look forward to many more interactions with you in the near future as well. Stay connected and stay blessed. Happy Thanksgiving Day. And we'd like to connect with you and bond with you in the future also as well, in the coming days.
Well, thank you so much, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Enjoy. And yes, we'll definitely stay connected.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Stay blessed and stay connected. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
All right.
My dear friends, please do share this video with the right kind of people. You never know who may be interested in this video. Share it with all the women in the world, such that they stand up for themselves. If they would love to connect with our celebrity guest, if they would love to have a coaching session with ma'am, with Samantha ma'am, they could connect with her. We'll share the details. Ma'am, how do they connect with you? I just didn't ask you that. If anyone would love to connect with you for a coaching session, how do they connect with you?
They could go on my website, www.samanthakharris.com. The K is spelled out Kaye, or they can go email me at info@samanthakharris.com. And again, the K is spelled out. I'm on all social media platforms, LinkedIn, and I'm Samantha Harris, Samantha Kaye, and on Instagram also. If you're struggling with confidence and you're not sure what's going on, you walked into these industries, anyone, it's just for you to become more more understanding of who you are, why you aren't showing up, and how you can develop the skills to become more confident. I suggest highly that you take my quiz. It's on my webpage also to see and work on where you want to be, or see where you're ranging, or see how far you've come.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing that towards the end. We'll share ma'am's details with regard how you can with regard to how you can contact her. We'll put up all the details in the description as to how you can connect with ma'am for her coaching sessions or for any assistance that you'd love with regard to a transformation in your life. We focus on transformation for the better or for the right reasons. Ma'am, we'll share all your details or in the description when we share this video.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am. So, friends, share this video with one and all. Get connected and live a beautiful life. Live life completely. This is a gift, and let's live it to the fullest. Do share this video with the right kind of people. And if you like what the International Fab Talk team is doing, stay connected with us. Like, comment, subscribe, and share to the International Fab Talks. Above all, prioritize your mental health, prioritize your family, and prioritize your space on this planet. Contribute to the world in the right way. With this, we'd like to sign off now. Stay connected and stay blessed. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear.